different team members is a professor at Carnegie Mellon, and I talked to him about this program. He had some suggestions for me. He's a great resource for me. But, you know, like, I'm working really hard right now. I mean, I have a lot going on. I mean, from administration to security to networking to stores. I mean, I do a lot with store development, tap and chip, Shopify, point of sale. So, I mean, I've got my hands full, but I have a lot of knowledge. I mean, I thought I was a really good teacher. The students seemed to like me, so they said I cared. So, you know, anything I can do to help you.
Just to let you know, Bedminster's a lot closer to Frenchtown than New York.
Yeah, right?
So recent connection from the, I guess, not the, Bob Cummings said that right now there's a connection. Chuck Christensen is saying, I want 3 students, 2 graduates, Computer Networking Cybersecurity. And I was like, well, we don't have the program yet, but we're hoping that this goes through. His company, Next Wave, he wants to be part of it. Again, that strong business industry connection. A lot of the available industry certifications. Stacy's hit the ground running, having this program at Middlebach, helping us provide what it looks like, the career pathways that are involved. NOCTI has a credential on it. Yes, it is critical to our nation's economic prosperity. This week, by the luck of it, starts with cybersecurity career awareness campaign. It's very critical. NSA, a lot of the organizations are saying that we need to prioritize this. They offer the credential. There is a, this will just go over what it looks like, the blueprints, the different areas that we want to make our students successful. And we began to start already looking at the cost of the program. Obviously, this would need to be funded in next year's budget, the generous contribution of our community. And we believe that some of this can be partnering with Cisco, donated and provided, about being a Cisco school. So I just wanted to provide an update and kind of get the general direction from the JOC. Is this something that you would like us to continue to pursue or not?
Well, this has been on our radar for 2 years,
Correct.
right?
This is definitely somewhere you want to go.
And it's something that we really wanted to do, but we put sports initiative first.
Yep.
This is our second platform.
Now, this is where you want to go.
It's something more big.
I've been in the IT industry for 27 years. Yeah, it's where you want to go.
So I had a question just about space, and I guess the timing works out pretty well that we're going to have some new space available in the cafeteria, but you know, do we have a classroom space already laid out for where this could work?
I believe so. Yeah, we're still working out the details, and you would need a classroom, and you would also need a small closet space for the servers, because we don't want the students to hack into.
All for these students to come in.
Mr. Linden will say that, give him an A. Go ahead, Mr. Mandracchia.
It's all cloud-based. You don't need a closet.
Yeah, it's all about big, especially the G Suite stuff.
Yeah. And it was interesting, we just ran a state report, and they were saying graduation validation report, and they're still classifying our graduates as white-collar workers or blue-collar workers. And I was like, I wonder if that needs to, we're talking about gold collars, et cetera. So again, we're trying to get ahead of the curve. Mr. Thomas, you've had a very successful program too, different competitions. What are your thoughts on it?
You gotta have this program, right? I mean, that program's a no-brainer, really, in the world today. The jobs, look at jobs, they're everywhere.
Was this a popular program at Middlebach as well?
Very much so. We added a second teacher 3 years ago.
Yeah.
We had 200 students in it.
200?
So maybe we'll need our whole cafeteria.
Yeah, we had four teachers in that computers. Several things.
Guess our meetings will be in the hallway.
All right. Any other questions about the computer networking, cybersecurity? Mr. Mandrake, thank you for coming out tonight as a resource as we begin to develop these programs. Any other questions for Mr. Mandrake? Or
Nice meeting you guys.
Thank you.
so we have, and I'm sorry for a long director's report, but we have a St. Luke's Healthcare. We're looking to get maybe up to 5 to 6 students out at a time. And for our freshmen, sophomores to continue the volunteerism and getting in that. My favorite CT quote is we not only prepare students for real world experiences, we provide them. So we're meeting with them. We have 2 great healthcare teachers. Thank you for supporting that second healthcare teacher. It's going amazingly well. Again, those are critical. There are job shortages, and we will be placing a lot of students with them in the next couple of weeks. That'll increase our co-op numbers. November 9th, everyone, please let me know if Skills USA has a professional development conference, and they asked if on November 9th there's a dinner. If you would like to participate in that, they meet with business and industry. We'd love to have any of the JOC members as our honored guests that evening. And OAC meetings, we had 160 business members that were on the screen on our site. The longest serving member, Jim Fagan, Alpha Graphics, served 36 years on our Occupational Advisory Committee.
Your course going to teach the protocols.
Yeah.
TCP/IP, the hardware as well, like TCP/IP.
Well, you know, the hardware they have to understand, but they're not going to be like fixing it anymore.
Yeah, I understand that, but I mean, you're going to teach them
Yeah, part of
boards
the
and
OSI model.
Yeah.
You know that?
And the routers.
That's the spirit of what we're trying to create here. As I mentioned before, highly qualified and certified staff member may be honored. This decision was given great thought, collaboration with many individuals, and it was, just discussed at the beginning. I'd like to thank our counselors for putting some products in the bathroom, period products. Again, as it focusing on culture and climate for our students, we know that the lack of those has increased attendance. And by having these products in the bathroom, they thought this was very supportive, and we thank them for always putting students first and providing those resources. I'm not going to, I know when my time is up, but please take a look at this newsletter. FarmBot, thank you all for your success, again, being innovators. We went to Leonard Harms field trip. Our students are earning industry certs in record numbers. We continue to focus. I thank the JOC for giving me the opportunity to take my second Harvard Business School certificate. 250 parents came back to school night. Many of them are multi-generational, so we talked to parents, grandparents, siblings. This one family had it all. Bull Wrap, the latest innovation. Mr. Ritter is here in apprehension. So they partnered with Chief Phelan, Chief Engelhardt from Hilltown, various police officers attended that. UBCTS being the leader in providing the layest technology and having our students successful. Again, that curriculum is not stagnant at the tech school. Gray Lanyon designed the open house flyer. She was started off the video. We thank her. Our students do well. This is great. Max Morris, using his talent and passion of sports to go into the exercise science program. Our food truck's been all over the county, putting on a lot of miles, promoting the value of tech school. Quakertown Alive, Mr. Shermer, thank you for supporting that. doing wonderful. Our CASP, our supporting special needs students, I did that at PACTA. I'm being asked to present at the Integrated Learning Conference on November 3rd. I'll go there, present. I'm not going to miss the open house. I'll be back at the open house. The machining company, John Bromley, donated equipment. They're like, hey, they're in Chalfont, I believe, but they're like, we want to partner with your tech school, and we're going to come back and give our students opportunities. They provided the food truck. They hired that, so we provided food for the entire company that day. The foodie event, Skills USA, a lot of placements, former students. And so a lot of great things happening. I thank everyone for their patience tonight, and that's my report.
Very short. Short. A lot of great things, so it's not hard. You got a lot of things to do.
Awesome. All right, and that brings us to our subcommittee reports. The facilities committee is not held prior to the JOC meeting. Do you want to do that now? Presentation of site logic, right? Or you?
We can do facilities. Tanya would like to do the facility summary.
Absolutely, thank you. So the facility committee enjoyed a presentation by Provident Energy to discuss the upcoming rates that we will be entering into. That's on the board agenda today. Also discussed the current rate we have is approximately 3 cents, but we are looking at an increase for the future coming 3 fiscal years of averaging between about 7 cents. So we discussed that and the impact on the forthcoming budget and preparing for that. Heating oil, we discussed also the current situation with heating oil. Originally when it was budgeted, it was $1.60, and we are now at $3, a little over $3 a gallon. So discussing that as well and factoring that into the upcoming budget. Tonight, we also have on the agenda, we concluded our guaranteed energy savings agreement bid. And it concluded, we have one bid, Site Logic, and that is on the, tonight on the agenda to approve as well. Announcements, just a quick couple, supplemental grant was submitted for 4 programs, $184,000. Going forward, we were also notified through the press that we were awarded the safety and health grant. We are still waiting to get that through e-grants, but we're excited the press is just covering that for us. So it looks like that's about another $140,000 that we will be receiving. The audit also finished up. We're waiting for the preliminary numbers next month. And then we have kicked off that fun 23-24 budget process where everybody's working diligently on their budget forms, have been great, helped me get to know a lot of our staff, and they've all been wonderful in communicating their needs in that company. So it's been good. So the forms are due back by tomorrow, and I have quite a few, so I'm looking forward to going forward with that.
I can't believe you've only been here for 1 month.
I know.
I've
already lost my voice.
And starting that budget process early is very beneficial, obviously, and so you hit the ground running, and we thank you for that.
Thank you.
And then I made the mistake of saying facilities, and there's such a strong connection between finance and facilities.
Definitely.
We work so close together. That was the finance committee. And the program committee went over marketing, career counseling, enrollment, retainment, and admissions.
So did we want to, the Site Logic thing, I think that's what you were getting at. Site Logic is here, and it was part of the finance committee. To maybe talk about that visa application and program? No? You didn't? You're just here to say hi? Well, you had a presentation or something.
Oh, no, no presentation.
Okay. Yeah.
My car comes here.
Everybody wants to text me.
But thank you for coming.
Yeah.
Is there any questions? You're wonderful.
If there are any questions, we're available. Yeah.
Well, since, so that you didn't make the trip for no reason, I'm gonna reword my question that Chris
That I
tried to ask for
asked.
me earlier to probably, what should have gone to probably you, but, no, what he was talking about with the roofing situation, since we have to replace part of our roof, one of the things that you can do with the federal tax credit is if you are replacing your roof and you're getting solar panels on the roof at the same time, you can get the 30% tax credit off of the roof and the solar panels. And when you're talking about a roof as expensive as ours, right, that could be cost effective, because solar panels usually aren't necessarily cost effective when you're buying them on their own, but if you have to buy a new roof and you get 30% off of the roof, it pretty much, I mean, I can tell you in my own house, just for rounder numbers than what mine was, but $30,000 to replace your roof, you get 30% off of that, that's almost $10,000. If you're spending $15,000 on solar panels and you're getting 30% off of that, that's almost $5,000 off, and then you saved $10,000 on your roof, you basically got your solar panels for free. And so that's essentially, you know, what I was looking at is, since we have that roof project going on right now, does it make sense to look into whether or not we could combine those two projects and get free solar panels to give us energy? That was essentially what I was getting at. Why are you two laughing at me over there?
We don't pay the tax, we pay the tax credit.
Yeah,
We can't get those tax
yeah, that's
credits
what he
here?
was saying earlier.
No.
Okay,
left.
well, that was my question that you said I had to ask, so I asked.
Jim had the answer.
Jim had the answer.
Ain't
No,
nothing free.
but when he did bring that up, he did mention that, you know, it works for residential.
What if you
but
partner through someone else, does that matter?
It's still cheaper.
If you can find a way
Well, you can
to
take your,
indirectly make it
you
happen.
can bring your free solar panels over here since you didn't pay for them.
Donate them, there you go.
But have you guys worked with any schools on solar projects in the past as part of these roof jobs?
Yes.
Yes. The one thing I'd like to add to individually, when you look at tax credits for solar or tax credits for other energy efficiency improvements, you also have to look at everything, nothing's for free. The rebates always generally include a financial commitment from usually upfront, and it comes back in that, or it's a matching type of thing. There's also other grants and programs that the state and the federal government does, as well as a lot of the utility companies themselves. We encourage everybody to put a plan together, look at everything, and then do that cost-benefit analysis. Because sometimes you might find, yes, solar in a particular geographic area and need is tremendously more advantageous versus somebody just a few miles away. You also have to look at particular jurisdictional restrictions. Not every township is as welcoming to those type of technologies, as well as your site configurations. They do take up a lot of space. The roof is a great location for it. It's optimal because it allows you to also look at your educational programming and space and trends with your student population to make sure you don't box yourself into not being able to add just the one particular wing or the one particular classroom and avoid a much larger facility or a separate facility in order to accommodate those needs.
Thank you for mentioning that. The JOC has been asking for expansion in those growth. Rose and I had this conversation earlier this month. SiteLogic has the ability to do that. We're working on it, and hopefully we'll have an update by next month.
Correct, yeah.
Of the plan?
No, none of the plan of, he's talking about doing sort of like a facility assessment and programming needs and expansion and things like that. Yeah. Andy didn't identify himself. This is Andy Cesare. He's going to be the project executive on the project. Last time I was here, I had Jeff Harris with me, and unfortunately Jeff is on medical leave, so we hope he has a speedy recovery and he's back with us in a couple months.
I stick around for the whole meeting, so don't feel it's weird. I'm committed.
Thank you.
The only, one other thing I would add to it, as it relates to this particular roof, the 88,000, it's repair work. Your roof is under warranty. It's preventative maintenance to avoid forward. A lot of the warranties exclude or exclude issues related to failing to maintain your roof or damage caused by other things. This particular GISA that is under consideration by the JOC is that preventative maintenance. It is in conjunction with Garland, the manufacturer of the warranty that you have in effect. It's not going to compromise the warranty. Right. But as it relates to those plans and tax credits and grants, we provide that assistance as part of we're your advisor, consult, everything. We weigh in on anything you guys particularly need assistance with. When it came down to the electrical procurement, the Provident in particular on procuring the electricity supplier at that point. Those type of things we're in.
Thank you.
Any other questions? I'll go back to Peter.
And did you, the policy subcommittee, did you want to?
Yeah, on the agenda for public comment, we had a number of policies that we discussed at committee. They're on the agenda for first reading tonight.
And the program subcommittee? Okay, sorry. All right, so next is the consent agenda. Is there anyone who wants anything voted on separately?
Talking about A through H?
It would be, yes, A through H.
Second.
Okay, so the motion is to approve the September minutes, the September financial reports, the October bills payable, the personnel recommendations, which includes the retirement and of Sandy Ranjay. So thank you to her for her service here at the technical school for a long time. And the new hire of our student services secretary, Sherry Snyder. And our approving the designation of the equipment listed as obsolete and approval for its sale, disposal, portable whirlpool, petty bath. Approving a memorandum of agreement with the Upper Bucks County Technical School Education Support Personnel Association regarding insurance premiums in the amount of $10,951.60. Approving the UBCTS to hold a winter breakfast on Saturday, December 3rd from 9 to 11 at no cost to UBCTS. And hosting the annual dinner for the local chapter of the School Nutrition Association of Pennsylvania on December 14th in the evening in the Upper Bucks County Technical School cafeteria at no cost to UBCTS. So I believe that was moved by Mr. Rice, seconded by Mr. Cormack. Questions or comments from any board members? Was I wrong? Did I miss?
No, we got
Mike? Okay. All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 8-0. That brings us to the energy savings agreement selection. We need a motion to approve SiteLogic Energy Services, Inc. as the selected energy services company, ESCO contractor for a guaranteed energy savings agreement. Moved by Mr. Rice, seconded by Mr. Shermer. Questions or comments from board members?
I'd just like to say, I'm disappointed that there was only one bid.
I do think there's very few companies who do that, so that's not surprising, but, understood.
Competition is good.
Any other questions or comments from board members? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 8-0. Okay, next is the initial guaranteed energy savings agreement. Motion to accept and approve an initial guaranteed energy savings agreement to SiteLogic Energy Services, Inc. with a partial roof replacement at UBCTS in the total amount not to exceed $88,000 Final form of agreement will be subject to approval by the JOC and the solicitor. Moved by Mr. Rice. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Mr. Spear. Questions or comments from board members?
Just a similar comment, I'm glad that it's finally gonna get done.
First is back in compliance
Yes.
with our warrant.
How many months later?
Too bad.
Any other questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 8-0. Next is the electric contract, a motion to direct the executive director, Michael Herrera, to contract for the strategic purchase of electricity for the Upper Bucks County Technical School accounts based on the market conditions and the advice of Provident Energy Consulting, LLC, for as many as 36 months beyond June 2023.
I'll make a motion. I'll second.
Moved by Mr. Cormack, seconded by Mr. Rice. Questions or comments from board members?
Just so the JOC is clear on this is actually a two-part motion. So you're approving the person who's going to go out and get bids, but you're also authorizing then Dr. Herrera to execute a contract on that lowest bid.
Correct.
Okay.
Any questions or comments from board members? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 8-0. And we are back to public comment. Are there any comments, this comment period is on anything related to the technical